What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Homie Hangout, where we help others move in excellence. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you had a good Easter. If you celebrate, I went out and got my kids in California and brought them out here. We got stuck in a snowstorm. It was a lot, but all in all, it was a great weekend. I know I'm going to talk about Swifty. He just came out in this article in the LA Times, so I want to talk a little bit about that. I think some interesting stuff came of it, but I know that this pop culture thing isn't for everybody, right? And I get that. Uh, at 2 o'clock today on my Instagram account, the Homie Hangout, I'm going to be having a conversation with an attorney, right? A formerly incarcerated attorney, actually out of California. It's my homeboy, a probation officer, former probation officer, turned kind of advocate for kids, and we're going to talk about the abuse of children going on within the juvenile system in the Bay Area. And so feel free to join me over there for a panel conversation on Instagram, 2 o'clock today, Monday, April 1st. Not a Swifty stuff, right? So the article is by this guy, Matthew Ormseth, with the Los Angeles Times. And he talks a lot about Mexican Mafia issues, stuff in the jail, whatnot. Good reporter, has good stories. I would suggest you guys go check this out. I would link to it, but it's a subscriber only article. So if you don't have a subscription, you can't read it. But if you do, go there and look it up. Get yourself a subscription. Who knows? So what's interesting in this, right? He had this conversation with Swifty about kind of rap and his career and whatnot. But it also came out that in fact in November, Swifty Blue was in the county jail. We all know that, and there was a bunch of stories coming out. Some people would say, did he get blasted in the county? Did he get beat up? Did he get rushed in the streets? Before he was in the county or after the county, or all these different theories put out there, which I think plays right into Swifty Blue's character, right? But but in fact, he did. He in November, he got beaten up and blasted in the LA County Jail, and they're saying that it was on the orders of the Mexican Mafia, of course, because that's how you get beat up and blasted when you're a raza in the LA County Jail. Um, Swifty didn't say that, of course, but the reporter did, and said that they have their sources and whatnot. They were able to confirm it. Also pointed out that in 2022, Dopey, Mexican Mafia member, supposedly, but from Paramount, Robert Hinojosa, or Hinojos, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Dopey, right? Was intercepted on a call with another Mexican Mafia member talking about taxing Swifty as a consequence for Swifty disrespecting him, right? He felt disrespected. Don't know what the details of that are. But in this article, Swifty's quick to say, look, man, social media, in fact, this is a quote, right? Social media is my theater. It's Shakespeare. It's acts. It's skits. People are entertained by it. Elsewhere in the article, he's like, look, my raps are real life. There's nothing Hollywood about them. That's some real gangster shit. But what I sell, I'm an entrepreneur, and what I sell is my image, right? Because everybody wants to be a gangster. That's his words. And I thought that was interesting because is that going to help you, right? Does that narrative of, hey, I'm just selling an image, really help you? Apparently, it didn't help him, in November in the county jail when he got blasted, right? So this is not just an image or a lifestyle to sell without consequence, of course, right? The article brings up Brownside, two of the three members from Brownside, a very popular group in the 90s, right? We're from East Side 13. And this lady who ran it, right? She paid the MF for protection, and was able to exist as a business. Nobody would mess with her because she was, paying some people off. Then she messed around 2009 and got busted for trying to hire the MA to whack somebody, and is now sitting in prison, right? So it's a double-edged sword when you play with these guys, of course. The article mentions Blackie Fontana, whose uncle was a Mexican Mafia member, maybe is a Mexican Mafia member, and he was killed in 2017. He was like 50 years old, but he was killed in 2017 in La Puente. Of course, it mentions Money Sign Suede. And I'm curious in watching this or in reading this article if people are going to think that Swifty still went too far. So, like Money Sign Suede was mentioned, right? And he's like, look, man, even though that dude wasn't in a gang, as a Latino, there's gang rules you need to follow, right? And then said he didn't want to say any more when they asked him specifically about the inmate. He said, look, I'm not trying to throw rocks. I'm just trying to do my thing, my entrepreneurship. In some circles, even admitting that is admitting too much, right? Even implying like, hey, fool, you step out of line, something's gonna happen. We all know that's true, right? Anybody that loosely follows these different criminal organizations and prison gangs and whatnot know that that is true, but they generally don't like it when people go online and say that it's true, right? So I'd be interesting. I don't think this article really helps him, but it is a great snapshot into his mindset of it's all an act, man. It's all fun and games, right? It's all fun and games. And apparently, he was at this clothing headquarters, soccer wear that he supports. And as he's there, and the people from the LA Times are taking pictures of him for the article, he's saying, "Hey, the internet's the internet, right? And I need everybody to keep that in mind when they see me, because if you see me in real life, you might have a real interaction, right? This is not just see me in real life. You're not going to catch the internet personality, right? And I really get down like that, basically. And like within minutes, a guy pulls up in a minivan and like a sloppy shirt and some work pants and boots and hops on. Is like, hey, fool, get the fuck out of here. And Swifty's like, well, fool, ain't nobody running. And okay, and they exchange words. And then Swifty's like, okay, well, look, I'm gonna follow you, man. Let's bend the block and handle this. So the dude gets in his minivan and smashes off, and Swifty gets in his BMW or whatever and smashes off after him. And that's how the interview ends, right? So, but if you keep in mind all the stuff that he's just been saying, it's skits, it's theater. He said about his beefs online with people. Yes, most of the time that stuff is staged. It's all an act. It's all a game. He might as well came out and said, like, man, I'm a clown. I'm a clown. And if people are talking about me, I'm winning, even if they're laughing at me, even if they're making fun of me. It's not exactly what he said, but reading between the lines. But there's also a real like desperate thing for attention because as he's sitting in Starbucks getting interviewed, fans are coming up like, "Oh, Swifty, let me get a picture," and he's taking pictures with them, right? But at the same time, then he's telling them that the LA Times reporter is actually his probation officer, right? So he's not saying, "Oh, I'm here for an article." Oh, well, that's my PO because I'm on an ankle monitor. Look at my ankle monitor. Like it's all an image, but as we know, uh, carrying on that image can get you in real trouble, right? And it wasn't for clout that he got blasted in the county jail. And his name floats around a lot. And I guess it's good for sales, maybe, but at some point you gotta pay the piper. What I mean? At some point this stuff comes back to haunt you. So I'm curious because I don't know what Swifty's end game is. And it's not something that keeps me up at night wondering. I really don't care. This type of topic is not my favorite topic to cover. I don't usually do that, but I wind up getting asked about it. Somebody sent me this article and was like, "Hey, fool, what's your thoughts on this?" And I figured, man, all right, fine. I'll do a quick little video and go from there. But you guys, let me know in the comments, man. What do you guys think? Is his time running out, or is all forgiven if you pay enough? Right? If his antics get him enough money, can he line enough pockets and put money in enough people's hands and on their books to where he can continue to be out here kind of really making a fool of himself and saying some of the stuff that he says? Because he dropped music, I think was it 2019, right? He dropped his album. I don't think he's really dropped anything since then. Maybe a song here or there or a feature or something, but it's crazy like these rappers, and especially I'll be honest, man, some of the ones from down south, like Lefty. Lefty got a lot of attention before anybody ever really heard his music. And now he's still getting a bunch of attention just as a character. So there's definitely a business model there. But I think when you fall up under certain guidelines, when you fall up under certain people, whether directly or indirectly, uh, I just feel like that's a dangerous business plan, but maybe not. We'll see. But it'd be cool for rappers to get back to rapping. You know what I mean? Like build a name off of that instead of all the antics. But We'll see. Anyways, man, help others move in excellence. That's what homies do. Help yourself at the same time because you're worth it. Help your community because I need you. And again, at 2 o'clock today on Monday, go see me on Instagram at the homie Hangout. Going to be having a live conversation with some very interesting people about a very important topic, right? And so I look forward to seeing you guys over there. All right, man. Take care.